If we do our job over the next 21 months, not only will House Republicans be reelected and expand our majority in 2026, we will cement a national governing coalition that will preserve American freedom for generations to come. There has never been anything like what's happened in politics in the last few years. Never been anything like it.
Well, that is a fact, Jack. President Trump likes to say that there has never been anything quite like this, whatever it is. That is a statement of fact. There has never been anything quite like this. And as our last brilliant listener said, Kathy, the wonderful, optimistic Kathy, a lot of friends that are conservatives and Trump voters and America supporters, not Democrats, are saying that this past week has been the greatest week in American political history. And Kathy said, yes, so far, best week in American political history yet. But Kathy, because she's an optimistic conservative American, saying stand by for more good stuff to come. And there are a lot of things going on. There genuinely are, because the cabinet, the process of confirming the cabinet, getting people. And Pete Hegseth is at work at the Department of Defense, the DOD, the Pentagon, the U.S. military, and the Democrats are out to get him because that's what they do. They're like barbarians in medieval times. They're not on the side of civilization. The Democrats are the open borders people. The Republican Party is why don't we control the territory of our country, people? What a crazy idea is that, I got to tell you. And I don't know if you've seen this, but the freaky senator from Pennsylvania, John Fetterman, he has met with Donald Trump, and and spoken to him about what could be done together for the United States of America. This guy, turns out, is less crazy than the average run-of-the-mill Democrat waiting at a bus stop for a bus to come along. The average Democrat waiting at a bus stop is crazier than John Fetterman. That's pretty nutty. But John Fetterman met with President Trump and spoke to him, and that has the Democrats so furious that he's now in danger because they're nothing if not crazy. I'll give you that. But the confirmation hearings scheduled for this week include Tulsi Gabbard, who was attacking Tulsi Gabbard? Oh, John Brennan, the penitentiary face, communist voting, corrupt CIA director who corrupted our presidential election. You're supposed to do that in Burkina Faso, not in the United States, you communist voting penitentiary face. Amazing stuff. But Tulsi Gabbard under attack from penitentiary face Brennan, and that is just another weight on her side of the scale. More proof that she's the right choice. She was a Democrat member of the House of Representatives until very recently, when she learned that the Democrat Party is mentally ill. And she fled the Democrat Party, became an independent, then became a Republican, lickety-split. And now Tulsi Gabbard is going to be the National Intelligence Director, the DNI, the Director of National Intelligence. And her confirmation hearing is this week. The Democrats are going to try to destroy the world because they want to steal everything in it. That's the left. That's who they are. Also, Kash Patel, his confirmation hearing this week to become director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI director. Get rid of that Christopher Wray criminal who saw that the intelligence community and penitentiary face Brennan put out that felonious 51 letter saying that Hunter Biden's laptop and the news reporting on it just before Election Day in 2020 had all the earmarks of Russian disinformation, of a disinformation campaign, and they were lying. All 51 of them were criminal. They were engaged in a criminal conspiracy to corrupt our presidential election, and they were successful in that effort, too. And the FBI director, Christopher Wray, they already had been in possession of the laptop since 2019. They had been in possession, I think, for more than a year at the FBI of the Hunter Biden laptop hard drive. They knew it was all authentic and genuine. And Christopher Wray, the corrupt FBI director, did not step up and say, well, Thank you, intelligence community, for your letter signed by 51. But we at the FBI can verify that the reporting at the New York Post is accurate and that the laptop is, in fact, Hunter Biden's laptop and hard drive, and all those emails are authentic and genuine about Joe Biden getting a 10% cut of all the illegal money, corrupt money that they brought in from communist China, from Putin's Russia, from Volodymyr Zelensky's Ukraine, from the Burisma oil and gas company. They're amazing. Just amazing. We've got corrupt people in our government everywhere, and they must be flushed like the objects that they are. Aren't they amazing? Also, today, we should have a final vote on Sean Duffy, again, a former congressman, a former Republican congressman, member of the House of Representatives, married to Rachel Campos Duffy, the anchor woman on the Fox News Channel. They have 9 children. And final vote on Sean Duffy's confirmation today to be the Secretary of the Department of Transportation, replacing Pete Buttigieg, who's still at home chest feeding because they're nothing if not total freaks, these people. Where's Sam Brinton? You know, remember Sam Brinton, the guy with the shaved head and the goatee who dressed like a woman and stole women's luggage at 3 different airports and went home and dressed up in their clothing because he stole their luggage. And he was the head of nuclear waste at the Department of Energy under Joe Biden. Now, where is he? Isn't he getting a big job in the Trump administration? Shouldn't he? And he was not sentenced to prison, by the way. He got a sweetheart deal from the corrupt Justice Department under Merrick Garland, who also didn't step up and say, oh, intelligence community, that's a big lie, and you're tampering with our presidential election, because our Attorney General and our FBI Director, both corrupt Democrats who don't deserve one green paycheck ever again. Also, former Governor Kristi Noem confirmed as the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. And today, it is reported at 3 p.m., she will be addressing the staff at the Department of Homeland Security as the new Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. I expect that, I'm going to set the bar kind of low for a moment, that she won't be as corrupt as hell like Merrick Garland and Christopher Wray and John Brennan, who are all, in my estimation, corrupt as hell and have abused their power, their sacred power, violated their oaths. Amazing, amazing stuff. Now, I've also got these amazing and hilarious stories today. Department of Justice firings. Jack Smith, the special counsel, who's no longer the special counsel. Well, members of his team have been fired because the special counsel is no longer investigating Donald Trump for doing things that Joe Biden did, but that Joe Biden was not investigated for and not prosecuted for. Where are the photographs that the FBI made of stacks of Joe Biden's classified documents kept in his garage in Delaware, or above a steakhouse on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., more classified documents? Did the FBI go in and stack up those documents and bring their own classified top-secret cover sheets and put them on there and then photograph them and feed them to the media? No, the FBI didn't do that. I'd put them under oath and maybe waterboard them and ask them a series of questions as to why there were 2 different standards for President Trump and for President Biden when it came to investigating. But the DOJ has fired more than a dozen officials who were working on former special counsel Jack Smith's team. Now, here's the thing. He's a former special counsel. So if you're going to work today, what are you doing? All right? Because that's over. Again, it's like Matthew Broderick, at the at the end of, what's his name? Yeah, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It's over. Go home. Honestly, the special counsel is not the special counsel anymore. Why do you have a dozen officials that are still working for a special counsel that's not the special counsel anymore?
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
Trump administration, NBC News, very upset. Trump administration fires DOJ officials who worked, past tense, on criminal investigations of the president. The Justice Department employees that had been, past tense, involved in special counsel Jack Smith's investigation that led to Trump's classified documents and January 6 cases. So were you guys involved in staging the photos, in bringing the classified document cover sheets with you to put on the floor in Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate, which you said was worth $19 million when it's worth $500 million? You lie about absolutely everything. Everybody that lied about everything during the Trump prosecutions and the Biden years and the Trump years should be maybe Gitmo'd. Maybe you should go to Gitmo, something like that. But isn't that amazing? And the corrupt Ken Delanian at NBC Fake News. The Justice Department said Monday it had fired several career lawyers involved in prosecuting Donald Trump, escalating the president's campaign of retribution against his perceived enemies. So wait a minute, anybody in the government that doesn't keep their job for the next 4 years is being persecuted in an act of retribution against Trump perceived enemies? What about a special counsel whose investigation has been rolled up and closed, and the special counsel has resigned? He's gone. All right? The employees worked on special counsel Jack Smith's investigations that led to now dismissed indictments against Trump over his handling of classified documents. Where was Joe Biden's indictment? And his efforts to overturn his 2020 election loss in the lead up to the January 6th attacks. January 6th. Anybody remember the hundreds of Democrat Party riots and the days of riots at the White House and the torching of the Church of the Presidents, for which there were no prison sentences, no jail sentences, none, no trials, no findings of guilty, nobody thrown in jail because, equal justice under law, which is in the relief above the entrance to the U.S. Supreme Court. They've made a mockery of equal justice under law. Aren't they amazing? Yes, they are. Now, one of the guys, was that Hannibal? Was he one of the guys? Hannibal was one of the guys. Hannibal Ware. Hannibal Ware. His parents named him after a pre-calendar war leader, but they call him Mike. They call him Hannibal, but call me Mike, which makes a lot of sense. And they put Mike in quotation marks. Inspector General, U.S. Small Business Administration, and then Team Democrat. And Hannibal, what was he on? He went on CNN, Hannibal did, because you can't fire. He's just the president of the United States. Doesn't he know who I am? I went to the University of the Virgin Islands.
You have some of the highest, strongest performing IGs among this group. Over the past 5 years, we've returned physically to the Treasury close to $40 billion. Thousands of arrests, thousands of ongoing investigations. We have done a stellar job. That is the case with almost all the IGs that have been removed. These people have stood on business. They've done their job in a fair and balanced way that have done wonders for our country.
Fair and balanced. Why did he use the Fox News slogan? The Democrats will want to fire him for that. Fair and balanced, that's the Fox News slogan. We can't. That's amazing stuff. Trump fires independent inspectors general in Friday night purge. They love to call everything the Friday night massacre and all that, going back to Nixon. They really miss Nixon, who was a much better president than any Democrat since then. That's for sure. Détente with Russia, opening relations with China, getting us out of the Vietnam War that the Democrats got us into. Yeah, and Hannibal said, I recommend that you reach out to White House counsel to discuss your intended course of action, Ware wrote in a letter obtained by the left-wing Politico to Sergio Gore, the director of GOR, the director of White House Office of Presidential Personnel. At this point, we do not believe the actions taken are legally sufficient to dismiss presidentially appointed, Senate-confirmed inspectors general. So the president can't fire presidentially appointed by other party, another president from another party. And he claims that the president can't fire presidential appointees. Yeah, maybe it's back to college for you. I'm telling you, Democrat, you can't fire me. You're just the president. Don't you know who I am? I'm a bureaucrat. Yeah, that's Deutschland, Deutschland. And then he waved at the crowd just like Hitler, or Elon Musk, one or the other. Whether you're standing for long hours every day or just running errands like so many of us, you shouldn't have to deal with foot pain and knee pain and even back pain caused by, the arches in your feet. That's where G-Defy shoes come in. G-Defy shoes help to relieve occasional pain or discomfort caused by walking, running, prolonged standing. So many of us with those, and built with VersaShock technology. G-Defy shoes help absorb harmful shock and return energy with every step you take. My best girl and I, they sent us G-Defy shoes. They're wonderful. I told you, long hike around the city, our feet felt better after the hike than before the hike. And here's the deal. Right now, you can get 50% off, half off your order of $120 or more by texting Chris to 91888. Just text Chris to 91888 to get 50% off. Or you can head to gdefy.com and use the code Chris for 50% off. That's half off shoes designed for real people working real jobs and living real lives. Message and data rates may apply. Yeah, these people, these Democrats, they're really something. They love the permanent bureaucracy, the deep state. They love being corrupt. And they assume that no one will raise an eyebrow and there will be no consequences for their corruption. So far, they've been correct about that. Chris here with a list of things that none of us should trust. The Washington Post, the New York Times, anything on CNN. Here's a list of things that I do trust. The Washington Times. Support real journalism for just $1 a week at washingtontimes.com/Chris. We've also got Selena Gomez today. Selena. She's a Democrat. We'll just leave it at that. Therefore, having a lot of issues, emotional and otherwise. But right now, let's go back to the telephones. Let's go to John, calling from Fredericksburg, Virginia. John, if that's your real name, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, man, what's up?
Not much. How you doing?
I was just having a thought here. There's everybody crying about oh, my DEI office closed and I'm out of work and this isn't fair. Back when the transportation department did all those layoffs with Pete, the booty judge, it was funny to me that the answer was just go get a new job. How come no one's saying that now?
Oh, that's a really appropriate and fun thought. You're 100% right. And what advice did the Biden people give people that have been laid off from the Keystone XL pipeline and every place else? What advice do they give? Do you remember, John?
I don't, but that's my type of work. So, it's funny to me being a union member and everyone's
said,
like, oh, but the Democrats.
They said learn to code. Now, I couldn't possibly say what Dank DeMoss weighs, but there is a rapper out of Detroit, Michigan, a woman who goes by Dank, D-A-N-K. I suspect she probably doesn't know what the word dank means, but it's not something you want to be called. But she's adopted that as her name. Dank is a word that means disagreeably damp, musty, and typically cold. So she said, I think I'll call myself Dank. And her adopted last name is DeMoss, D-E-M-O-S-S. And now there's a lawsuit going on because Dank DeMoss, well, I'm guessing, I would hesitate to guess. I would say tips the scales at more than 400 pounds. I would say more than 400 pounds. Round, and Dank DeMoss denied Lyft ride, called, what do they call them? Ride-sharing services. You got Lyft and Uber. And she called a Lyft car And when the lift car got there, the guy said, "You are too portly to fit in my car. You can't get into my car. I'm not going to give you a ride because my tires might explode if you got into my car." So Detroit rapper Dank DeMoss denied Lyft ride due to her size. And then she's yelling because she's got a lawsuit going here. And am I wrong? She's like, the Lyft ride came in, and somebody made a little funny here. Said, "Ma'am, you ordered a lift, not a forklift. So you need a forklift, not a lift ride." But she is an enormously large person, and God bless her. Maybe one of those patriarchy things from the big pharma could help her out, and maybe not. But the local news in Detroit, Michigan did a story on it because Dank DeMoss was denied a Lyft ride, and now she's suing, figuring they have deep pockets, kind of like her. The local news station in Detroit.
As I'm walking, I see him making faces or whatever. I'm like, oh man.
She already knew.
I can fit in this car.
No, believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me.
He told her there's not enough room in his car.
The kicker part was when he started to talk about his tires. I feel like that was a slap in the face. That was my tires,
The driver said his tires could not handle her weight.
Couldn't handle the weight. The tires, I mean, come on. What are these, super tires? They're just steel-belted radials. Again, the patriarchy built these beautiful, high-speed, very capable steel-belted radials, but they can't withstand, I mean, come on. So this woman, Dank, she's a rapper, she says, a social media personality. She's got 136,000 followers on TikTok and another 164,000 followers on Instagram. Therefore, she's entitled to get into your car and explode your tires, according to pretty amazing stuff. Uh-oh. The buttons are being funny because of all that stuff.
For every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL.
No, I don't never have to order Uber XL.
He apologized, canceled the ride, and left her there. The rapper says she's pretty tough. Dank DeMoss, as she's known at the mic, is crushed by the whole situation.
Crushed?
I just want them to know, it really hurt my feelings.
I don't think you should say crushed in this context, honestly. But that's she's too big to get into the Uber car, according to the driver. And she's very angry, so she's going to sue, and maybe Lyft will pay her millions of dollars, and it'll be, more important than her biggest influence campaign. She's an influencer. The rideshare worker. I love rideshare worker. That's what they write because they use the language of the Soviet Union, who identified himself as Abraham. He's Abraham. Instructed Dank, D-A-N-K, to order a bigger vehicle, maybe a flatbed or something, and refused to allow her inside. He claimed that he had previously been in a situation with a large passenger who could not fit into his seat, couldn't fit into the seat, citing this as a reason for denying service. So Dank, first of all, look up the word Dank and stop calling yourself Dank. That's not a good name to go by. Secondly, maybe you can't just depend on every car that shows up, every little Nissan that shows up to be able to give you a ride there because, the orbit of the planet might be thrown off.
Her attorneys, John Marco and Zach Runyon, say weight is a protected characteristic in Michigan by law.
It would be no different than a driver pulling up and saying, I don't want to have black people in my car. I don't want to have Christians in my car or Muslims in my car. It's the same. Under the law, it's the same.
Under the law, it's the same. She's got lawyers, a team of lawyers. I think they're Caucasoid. Isn't that amazing? That's your... now let's get on to more news from Hollywood and celebrity. We've got this woman who's an actress and a singer. And what else is she? They've all got to be three things at least. Selena Gomez. And she's apparently now I did doing a little research on this today. I learned apparently she's been diagnosed as bipolar. But she's an old Disney actress, and Selena Gomez. And she seems, kind of cute and just fine and all that. And she's got a mother, which is nice. Most people used to have mothers, but not so much anymore. But Selena Gomez is in the news now because she got all spun up. She got really riled up about deporting illegal aliens. She's apparently got one parent that is Mexican and one parent that is Italian. She's fine with Italy, no problems with Italy. She was born in Texas, not in Mexico or anyplace else, but in Texas. And this little dust-up is happening now with Selena Gomez because Selena Gomez cries in video reacting to Donald Trump's immigration orders. Now, I was reading to you a little bit earlier about the article from Salon magazine, the fear, a life-altering harm from Donald Trump's policies, and that so many Democrats that voted for Kamala Harris and for Joe Biden and for these other communists are seeking therapy and calling crisis hotlines. They're calling crisis hotlines because they're mental. And now comes Selena Gomez, who cries in a video reacting to Donald Trump's immigration orders. And she got, "I'm so sorry." So we've got the audio portion for you of the video that she posted, Selena Gomez. Again, a Disney actress, a child actress, being abused by Hollywood, going back to being a 7-year-old. And now she's an adult of sorts, but a Democrat. And she has no idea what's going on. But she thinks that ICE is raiding homes and pulling children out and, I don't know, catapulting them over the border back into Mexico or something like that, which isn't happening. They are going after gang members, murderers, and people who have been accused and or convicted of sex crimes, very often against children. Because, when you want to protect children, you should round up the child sex predators, not let them loose on the United States of America and in the United States of America. Selena Gomez posted a video of her. Now, I think it was her mother that made her take it down. The video's been taken down, but here she is having a breakdown over her misunderstanding of the news. She probably watches MSNBC, where everything they tell her is wrong, and she believes it.
I just want to say that I'm so sorry.
She's so sorry.
All my people are getting attacked. The children.
The children. All my people are getting it.
They don't understand.
They don't understand.
I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't.
So sorry.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do. I wish I could do something.
I'll try everything, I promise.
She cries, "I'm sorry," in the video, now the now since deleted video, where she's crying and she's sobbing, and the children, and I don't know what to do. And it's because Donald Trump is starting to enforce immigration laws, which Selena Gomez, one Mexican parent, one Italian parent. The Italians, I think, are fine in all this. They tend to immigrate to the United States legally. I know several of those. But Selena Gomez, she's really upset, and she's got a video posted where she just can't stand it anymore. She's very, very upset. Now, this struck me because she's crying about the children, right? And how all of her people, I don't know who her people are. She was born in Texas. Her people are Americans. One parent is Mexican. Okay, so Mexican people, and some of the illegal aliens are from Mexico. Some of the child sex traffickers are from Mexico. Some of the cartel leaders are from Mexico. Some of the fentanyl traffickers are from Mexico. But we want to have control over our border. But here she is having a mental breakdown because she cares very deeply about the children. Now, I took the crazy step that the news media never does of looking up Selena Gomez and her views on abortion because she was just crying about the children. What about the children? And I always find it ironic when they have no sense of irony. The people on the left, I like to say that because it's true. They have no sense of irony. And Selena Gomez obviously has no sense of irony because when the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade a number of years ago now, she was very, very upset. And she called on men to stand up against Roe v. Wade reversal. So a million abortions in the United States alone a year is just fine. That's real good. But if you're deporting cartel members from the United States, then she cries about the children. What about the children? Isn't that amazing? Yes, it is. Now, that's Selena Gomez. And Tom Homan, who's the head of border security in the United States of America under President Trump, was shown the video of Selena Gomez crying and sobbing and saying, "Oh, no, what about the children?" And there are a couple of other ironies here because I have access to the internet, right? And a lot of Democrats don't for some reason. But I looked up Selena Gomez and her views on abortion. She was very upset, was demanding that men stand up against the Supreme Court when Roe v. Wade was overturned. And then we had the highest number of abortions that we've had in more than a decade after Roe v. Wade was overturned. Because Democrats, where there's a will, there's a way, right? And amazing stuff. And then I looked up, I happened to find her mother, Selena Gomez's mother. You didn't pull that one, did you? Selena Gomez's mother. And Selena Gomez's mother was 16 years old when she became pregnant with her daughter, Selena Gomez. And she posted a video talking about how she's so happy that she decided to choose life and to have her daughter, Selena Gomez, rather than, doing the easy, convenient thing and just driving a couple of blocks and getting an abortion paid for by somebody else. But Selena Gomez's mother posted a video saying, "I'm so happy after her daughter's grown up. I'm so happy I didn't get an abortion. I'm so happy I had my daughter, Selena Gomez." And Selena Gomez is crying about the illegal alien children that I don't know what she thinks is happening there, but she probably gets her news from leftists who lie to her about everything. And they're all unwell. They really are. Honestly, these people. So, yeah, men are supposed to stand up somehow to the Supreme Court, right? Because they overturned Roe v. Wade. Because abortions are real good. Because she cares, not about children in that case. It is the cognitive dissonance and the mental insufficiencies of the American left and the lack of a sense of irony. That's pretty amazing stuff. Just amazing. I'm telling you. So, and then Tom Homan, head of border security, was showed the video of Selena Gomez, and he said, well, if she cares so deeply about people and about children.
We got 250,000 Americans dead from fentanyl across that open border. Where's the tears for them? I've met with hundreds of Angels moms and dads who were separated from their children because they buried them, because they're killed by illegal aliens. We got 500,000 children who are sex trafficked into this country, separated from their families, put in the hands of criminal cartels to be smuggled into the country. This administration can't find over 300,000. Where's the tears for them?
Yeah, 300,000 children that came into the country illegally. That came into the country illegally have been lost in the country somewhere, lost in America. Fun Albert Brooks movie. And they lost 300,000 children that were illegally smuggled into the United States or brought into the United States and separated from their parents. And Selena Gomez, just being a run-of-the-mill Democrat, doesn't make any sense, is wrong about everything that she believes to be true, says she cares very deeply about children of illegal aliens, but not the people that die of fatal drug overdoses or are used by sex traffickers out of Mexico. Thank you very much. Isn't that amazing? Tom Homan was having none of it. He wanted to straighten her out a bit.
I don't think we arrested any families. We've arrested public safety threats and national security threats, bottom line. And look, President Trump won the election on this one issue, securing our border and saving lives. What happened on our southern border last 4 years is the biggest national security threat this country's seen, at least in my lifetime, because we got over 2 million known gotaways. We got a 600% increase in sex trafficking. We got a record number of terrorists crossing the border on the terrorist watch list.
Other than that, the open border thing is working out quite well, and the hundreds of thousands of fatal drug overdoses, Tom Homan is having none of this.
We're going to do this job, and we're going to enforce the laws of this country. If they don't like it, then go to Congress and change the law. We're going to do this operational apology. We're going to make our community safer. We're going to save. Once we lock that border on continuous operation, you're going to see fentanyl deaths decrease, illegal alien crime decrease, sex trafficking decrease. It's just all for the good of this nation, and we're going to keep going. No apologies. We're moving forward.
Wah, wah, wah. Aren't they amazing? Yes, they are. The Democrat Party, they're not liberals. They're leftists. They're not on the side of the United States of America or the people of the United States of America. They are here to offer whatever help they can provide and sympathy and emotional support to the Sinaloa cartel, to the Medellin cartel, to Chinese fentanyl traffickers, to the child sex traffickers, the Democrat Party is lining up to provide their support to the bad guys of the world. And these are real bad guys. They're serious bad guys, these cartels and so on. Whack-a-doodle-do. Your Democrat Party 2025.
Only people are getting attacked. The children.
The purr children. Hey, here's another one. Boink. Get me the little baseball bat. They love harp seals. Hate people. Let's go to the telephones, Mike. Let's go to Jim, calling from Chicago, Illinois, listening on the great WLS. Jimmy, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, it's Chris.
Hey, Jim.
We need two more walls. One for all, one with the names of all the victims of underage sex trafficking, and another wall, a wall of shame for all the sex traffickers. And then, two more walls, and a third wall for the Mexican politicians who did nothing. Because in 1988, Bush #1 as the president, the president of Mexico to stop the drug trafficking. They also knew about the sex trafficking. But now, let's not be nice. Let's demand that they stop the sex trafficking, not the drugs. It's really embarrassing. They're disgraceful, allowing all that sex trafficking. It's been going on. For example, in that episode of Untouchables, where a gangster said, "Go get some girls," they were literally girls. And then when the Border Patrol found out that they were being intercepted, they gunned down all those girls. It was an episode of Untouchables.
Well, I got to tell you, Jim, the idea of walls like the Vietnam Wall style monument to the victims of child sex trafficking, we'd have to build it on Democrat property. The Democrat Party, they are the most important element in the cartel's operation. They're the end client.